My name's David Honaker. I work here at the Hornet's Nest as my regular full-time job. I've always been into drawing and art. It never really seemed like something that was plausible to make a living doing, but Louisville's afforded me that opportunity. I spend 48 hours a week here, sometimes by appointment, sometimes walk-ins. It's always interesting because there's different clients coming in with different needs and different ideas, and every day there's something new, something unexpected. It's really cool to be able to make a living doing creative things. During the fall, I also work on the Jack-o'-lantern Spectacular. This is the fourth year for the pumpkin show here in Louisville, and I got involved at the end of the first year. The guy that I went to school with, he was working on it, and he called me and said that they needed some artists to help finish out the last round. The guys at the show taught me the basics of like what works, and it was something I took right to. I think my background in relief carving and printmaking kind of helped with that because I understand light values a lot. They have a theme for the show. This year's America the Beautiful. There's 141 inch-kits. We do it in two stages. First we draw the pumpkins and then we carve them. We carve them at the last few days right before they go out on the trail so that they're fresher as they go out. I try to find the right pumpkin for the image and something that's going to work. If it needs to be a really big pumpkin and it's a detailed image, it's going to be a little bit more time consuming. I'll spend anywhere from an hour to 6, 7, 8 hours sometimes, depending on the pumpkin and the image. But I usually start off with like whatever's the most obvious spot. Like I know that's going to be real bright. This one's going to be a lot of detail and like all the wrinkles and stuff are what's going to make this one interesting. Some people will do the same ones over because they really enjoy doing whatever subject or whatever. I like change, I like do different things. It's part of why I like tattooing. But with the pumpkins, like there's a lot to choose from. There will be generally at least 3 rounds of pumpkins that go out. You set a piece of cut up fruit in the woods, it's gonna rot, squirrels are gonna eat it, bugs, whatever else. Composition is the first thing that I consider whenever I'm planning a pumpkin, like what it's gonna look like, how much of the space it's gonna take up, if it's gonna wrap around the pumpkin.
No flash photography, no smoking of any kind. Have a great night.
Every pumpkin glows a little different. People that aren't looking at pumpkins a whole lot, they probably don't look all that different, but some of them are darker, some of them are lumpier, different shaped. Light passes through them very differently. And on some pumpkins, the green spots don't glow at all. Sometimes they don't give you much trouble. A monster-y type pumpkin like this, where it's sort of a made-up guy, doesn't have to specifically look like Prince or whoever, it doesn't stress me out any. We use tools that are basically modified clay loops. Like we'll take those and sharpen them, and I change the shape of some of them to do exactly what I want. And we carve partway into the skin. We don't go all the way through like a traditional jack-o'-lantern, but it's partway through to allow light through. The thicker the skin is, the less light passes through. So if you make a deeper cut, it lets more light pass through. Value is what it's about. Dark contrast, subtle values, details and things like that. Sometimes it's about subtlety though. I'll have an image that like I can do something really interesting with the lighting techniques or the light effects. If you can get shadows and things like that, it can be really cool. Those are the things that really make a pumpkin. The pumpkin show on a whole, like it's so magical. Like you walk through there and like it's like nothing you've ever seen before. There's pumpkins all around you, and the things that we do to pumpkins, the intricates, you haven't seen those somewhere else. And even the pictures you see on Facebook and Instagram, they don't do it justice. And when you have the music and the smoke and everything around you, you're out there in the dark in the woods and there's a nice breeze and you're with your friends and stuff. It's such an experience. It's entertainment, but it's not a commercial thing that's like just going to the movies. And I do think things like that are more engaging than our average Saturday night entertainment. You get to see your neighbors and the people, and there's also people come from out of town and you get to meet different people. You get to see the way they react to a piece of art. I don't know if everybody else pays attention to that, but I do. I like deadlines. That's one thing I like about having the art fairs or a pumpkin that needs to go out at a certain time or whatever. Like, that's what, I work well under pressure. Like, it's part of me, it's what I do. My wife, she's into it too, and she also sometimes whenever I'm like, been in a tattoo shop all day and don't feel like doing anything, she's like, we gotta get stuff done. All ready? Gets me moving.